Welcome to another episode of Stupid MCU Rankings, where I rank things in the MCU in the stupidest way possible. Today we're looking at top 5 MCU alcoholics. Now, this is not a serious video in any way, so I'm just going to say that up front, and let's get into the list. At number 5, we have Valkyrie. If you don't remember, in Thor Ragnarok, she is actually an alcoholic. The first thing we see is her drinking something and then falling off of a ramp, but she's able to sober up by the time Endgame rolls around because she's the leader of New Asgard. Coming in at number 4, we have Iron Man, Tony Stark. So to be clear, this is only counting the movies and TV shows. This is not counting the comics, so we're not including Ant-Man or Captain Marvel. Basically, this plotline happens for all of 10 minutes in Iron Man 2, when Tony Stark realizes his arc reactor is poisoning him, and he doesn't have long left to live. He decides to have a huge birthday party, which involves a lot of drinking. Basically, they were trying to speedrun the Demon in a Bottle storyline from the comics, without really bothering with doing that much with it. So again, this plotline lasts for 10 minutes. This whole storyline is resolved when War Machine comes in to beat up Tony, and that makes him no longer drunk. Congratulations, Tony. Next up at number 3, we have Thor. While he can be seen drinking various times, I'm referring to in Endgame. After Thanos attacks in Infinity War and Thor is not able to stop him, and he sees everybody die, he becomes an alcoholic. The only reason the Avengers are able to convince him, or more accurately Thor and Rocket are able to convince him to go on the ship to join the fight, is because they say that there's beer on the ship, to which he replies, "What kind?" The thing is, I know there's that scene with his mom when they time travel back to 2013, I think. But this plotline doesn't really end. In Thor Love and Thunder, he just decides he's gonna lock in, get rid of the beer belly. But he still drinks, so I guess just drink less? I don't know what they were going for with that one. Sure, whatever. At number 2, we have Wolverine. Now, if you watch these movies, you'll notice, whenever it's just a dialogue scene, a lot of these characters are just casually just drinking. I'd say mainly Wolverine and Iron Man. In my old, trying to do this, because this is actually a re-upload, or a remake, since that video was flawed, and I didn't think it was that good anyway. I put together a compilation of all the times we can see Tony Stark drinking, but, to put one together for Wolverine, I would have to go back into every single movie and go to every point, which at that point would just be in the entire movie, which is very similar to our number 1, which we'll get to. I specifically point out Deadpool and Wolverine, where he drinks in every scene, which is a lot given that his name is in the title. But I think we can specifically point out that scene where he drinks rubbing alcohol. He drank rubbing alcohol. But most importantly, he mentions that drinking might have gotten his team killed. He says, quote, "By the time I came home from the bar, it was too late. They were all dead. All of them." He specifically calls out Cyclops and Jean Grey and Storm and Beast, but it's safe to assume there was others. This is never really resolved. His guilt is, obviously, but he never sobers up, and he never should, because he's Wolverine. But who could be number 1? At number 1, we have Jessica Jones. I hate to do this, but honestly, you just have to watch the show for yourself. Every moment of every scene. Okay, that's a slight exaggeration, but you get it. She is constantly drinking. I'm pretty sure she drinks more than Tony Stark ever did in, the first episode. It is honestly amazing how she has not died, seeing as she doesn't have a healing factor or anything. In the Defenders TV show, there's a scene where she literally steals a beer from a homeless person. It's not even a contest. The whole reason this video exists is because of her. If you're saying how could this beat Thor or Wolverine or something, it does, trust me. I am going to do a bigger, longer video on all of the Marvel TV shows once I finish them all. But I feel like they're pretty underrated. Well, most of them. So I'm not going to spoil and go into much deeper detail. But yeah, this is where I leave things off. What do you guys think of my ranking? What other stupid and pointless things should I rank? I was honestly thinking top 5 MCU lawyers would be a fun one to do, but I'm honestly struggling to think of a 5th one. So, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, what's your ranking? What's your thoughts on what lists I should make next? And that is all assuming that YouTube doesn't turn off the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.